All right, I guess we're close enough. This is Evan J. Thomas. You are watching or listening to the Better Listen Up with Evan J. Thomas show. Today, we have episode number 19. We have Steve from Ashes to Embers joining me here in a moment. He has a big epic fucking show coming this weekend, Saturday, March 1st, over at the Vixen Theater in McHenry County. So I'm going to hit our intro, and then Steve will come on and join me. Here we go. Okay, why I did that twice? I don't know. We have Steve Smith. Oh,
Hey,
to Embers. What's
cheers,
going
everybody. Nice
on?
to see you.
Long time no see. I'm only drinking lemonade right now, so I'm like a 6-year-old. Kind of. I went on a walk this afternoon. It's beautiful outside,
Oh
so
man, it's
kind of it's
amazing today.
overcast. It's just over. It's over 7 degrees. So for me to get outside, I can do that.
Yeah,
So how you doing?
I'll take this any day over what we've been going through the last few weeks.
For sure. I mean, anything below like 35 just blows. So,
Not for
all
me.
right. So you has this band going on from Ashes to Embers, and you guys are playing at the Vixen Theater on Saturday night. Tell me a little bit about what you are doing with this show, and we'll get into the band in a few minutes. So let's start there.
Sure. Um, so we kind of have this ideology when it surrounds shows that we don't want to play a lot. So when we do play, we want to make big time shows, big events, not just play a show to play it. So this is only our second show of the year, and actually we did play the Vixen one other time before. A few years ago, we actually opened for Power Man 5000
Okay.
at the Vixen. That was our first time actually going to the venue. And for those of you who haven't been there,
Oh, it's a
Evan,
pretty fucking
I know
cool
you've been there.
place. I've been there one time,
It's
only one time, but oh my god, that place is bigger than I expected. You walk in there, and it's what, like 3 level or 3 layers down, and then you have
yeah,
the
it's
upstairs
tiered.
too.
Yeah,
It's tiered, so kind of like the House of Blues, kind of like the Riviera and the
yeah,
Vic. So it's pretty cool how it's tiered like that. But so feel free, keep going about the show. Here, let's kind of say some of the other bands. Obviously, you guys are playing. We got Wings of
yep,
Severance going to be there. We have
yes, sir.
Atlanta is Burning,
Of
Bury Your
course,
Past, and
of
Bless the
course,
Martyr. So
absolutely.
it's the metal night of the year, or so far of the year at the Vic.
Yeah, we're in a very fortunate position. I know and Vixen's been so cool with like the heavy music community lately because they started doing these kind of like Sunday showcases where
Mhm.
they're picking three heavy bands and having these bills on Sundays. I think they're doing them once a month. Which a lot of these bigger, professional venues don't tend to do. We all know they try and steer away from heavy music or
Yep.
it's all cover bands and
I
dance
was just gonna
parties.
say if there's any heavy music, they're usually opening for the cover of the tribute bands.
Absolutely. Yeah,
And unfortunately,
or
it's
it's
not just
tribute bands, yeah.
Chicago; it's all over the country. So it's an
It's true.
epidemic. So
It's true. So, lucky for us, we're in a position to where the Vixen and their staff trusts us with a Saturday, and they, trusted me and my team to put together the show top to bottom.
okay,
Um, and really allow us to present what we feel we can. We always like to say it used to be an official thing, but now we just refer to it. We used to have Band Fam United.
I
We were,
remember. I remember
yeah,
back
yeah,
in the
yeah.
day.
This was a pre-COVID thing. It was just a handful of bands, that we all really considered each other brother and sisters, and you know, like-minded, same work ethic, same goals in terms of what we wanted to achieve with shows, and what we're doing in the scene, quote unquote. So that like specifically isn't around anymore, but it's all still the same guys,
Yep.
and we're still trying to grow it. So it's funny to think about, maybe pre-COVID, we're playing like Penny Road Pub or, Cairo Ale House. We all remember those places, and
Yeah,
we
both of them in Cairo, man. Do I miss that place because that was a little closer to me at the time? Awesome venue, man. And
you
the
know,
owners there were fantastic to everybody.
yep, shout out to
So
Andrew and Tony.
exactly.
But like,
And mom, don't forget mom.
and yeah, and mom, she always ran that door, and you better
Hmm.
pay.
You better fucking
Uh,
pay because you ain't coming in otherwise. You better have a stamp on your damn hand too.
but from there to this point now, where this same group of bands, years and years later, we're able to bring our show to Rock House, and we're
Yep.
able to be at the Apollo Theater, and we're able to play the Forge, and now we're coming to the Vixen for a band fan lineup. It's pretty cool. And we're just very thankful that the venues in the area trust us with knowing that we're going to put bodies in the building.
And they're gonna hit the floor at some point too. So there you go. And do have to say thank you guys for joining, for watching. We got John piping in on the chat. We also have Chris in there as well. He said rest in peace, Cairo Ale House. So yeah, we appreciate anybody in there. If you have any questions for the band, feel free to drop it in there. If it's a good one, if it's not, crazy, Steve might answer one. I might answer one. I might just push it on to him, whatever. But to bring these bands together again, like you said, it was a band fam back before COVID. You
Yeah.
have four of them that I recall. You were in a band before, from Embers or Ashes to Embers before that.
Yep.
But Wings of Severance, bringing them on, how did you pull them in?
Well, we actually, um, we were attempting to suck them into our little group right
Okay.
before COVID. There was, dude, it all just happens from, we go see shows. We go, we don't have to be playing shows to want to go check out bands. We want to go see our peers. We want to see what people are doing. We want to see what their stage show is like, what their live sounds like. And then if people, kind of jive with us, and they want to grow, and they want to bring along others with them to grow collectively,
Hmm.
then we kind of want to bring them in the fold. We saw Wings of Severance, me and Q, Mike Corrado, our bass player. Um, I forget where it was at. It might have been Whiskey's the first time. Um, but man, they blew us away, and we're big thrash guys.
Hmm.
And those guys are killer. They got insane chops, and they write great
Yeah, they
music. So there was actually at one time, our old band was What Lies Ahead. We had an EP coming out just before COVID hit. Um, it was supposed to be at the beginning of 2020.
okay.
And us and Atlanta is Burning and Barrier Past and Wings of Severance, for the first time on a band fam show. We were gonna be doing it at Rock House. And then a couple months before, man, the shit hit the fan and everything
Yeah.
shut down, and that was it.
Because I remember the exact date, March 14th, 2020 is when it all shut down, because I was working at a radio station, and that's where it all happened. 17 months later, finally went back to work, and I think it was about 13 or 14 months shows really started to come back again. So
Yes, sir.
that was one of those times I just kind of want to forget. So it is.
It
It is.
was
It
it
is what
was
it is. I
yeah.
mean, certain areas was able to have shows. Obviously, others were not. So it kind of just it was a very interesting vibe at the time. So with the band now, so now from Ashes to Embers, you guys have been around since 2021, I think, if I
Yeah.
recall.
Yep.
And how did the band all come together? Because you have six members in the band.
We
That's not
do.
very common. You also have two singers.
We do.
So
We
so
do.
explain that dynamic between you guys now.
Um, I mean, we joke a lot because the acronym for our name is Fate, right? From Ashes to Embers. So we always
Hmm.
talk about everything being fate. Um, Unfortunately, with COVID, yeah, venues got shut down. A lot of bands disbanded. Um, Projects stopped or whatever. From Ashes to Embers was actually a COVID baby. Um, Q from What Lies Ahead had moved to Texas, and we were
Hmm.
really just doing part-time stuff. And me and Jim, who's one of our guitarists in From Ashes to Embers now, we were looking for something to do. Um, you know, the conditions started getting better, and it looked like venues were going to start opening up. Whether it was with, you had to give them your Vax card or whatever, but things
Yep.
started happening again. And I just saw one day Our one of our singers, Rick Superstio, he used to be in a pretty popular local band around the area. Um, I saw on his Facebook that he was no longer with said band and is starting a new project. And I literally just went on Facebook Messenger and we still talk about it. I just sent him a message and like they were looking for a drummer and I just said yo with like 20 O's on it. Um he was like, "You're not fucking with me, are you? Like, we need to jam." He already had Mikey Hodge, who was our other guitarist, with him.
Okay.
Um, and then I was like, I got Jim. Like, Jim's looking to get in on a project as well. So me and Jim both drove out there to Rockford or the McChesney Park area, which is now our jam area. Man, we jammed once and like it. It was
You
perfect.
knew
And
it
I
was fate, as you
it
just said.
was fate. And I had known Rick forever from, booking our bands together and doing show trades and stuff like that. So the chemistry and the communication was already there. It was super easy. And then, as with any new band, there was some growing pains with some member changes. But as
Mhm.
fate would have it, Rob from Atlanta is Burning. Um, their screamer, when we were looking for a female vocalist, he actually introduced us to Emily, who's
There
our
you go.
our female vocalist now. um it's all so connected. And then we were in need of a new bass player, and Q had just moved back from Texas
Hmm.
and was ready to get back in the scene and do something. So, dude, it all just worked out perfectly. Now the entirety of what lies ahead is half of From Ashes to Embers, and we are just soaring, man. The band has been super successful, way more than any of us thought it was going to be.
I was gonna
Um,
say, I mean, with what you guys have done in just those almost 4 years, you guys, like you said, headlined at Rock House. You were at Back Bar. You were at Apollo Theater. You're at the Vixen. You've opened up for freaking Foo Fighters and Drowning Pool and Rancid and Power Man. You guys have even played. What festival was it again?
yeah, we got to play Louder Than Life in 2023
Holy shit! I
in
mean,
Louisville, Kentucky.
to
Yeah.
even be on that, even as one of the little small name bands, as I always say at the bottom, it's
Yeah.
still an epic fucking day because you're still going to be playing the stage that the big names, big boys are doing too. So that had to have been, especially at the time, pretty mind blowing for you guys.
Oh, it was unbelievable. We couldn't believe it. And the way that DWP, Danny Wimmer Presents, runs those festivals,
Hmm.
um, it's such a well-oiled machine. And how we were treated. I mean, we were treated like we were the fucking Foo Fighters for all I know. Between them carting you around on golf carts wherever you needed to go, getting you drinks, catering, anything you could possibly want, hooking you up with like PR people or doing interviews in their media tent and all that. Like we got the red carpet rolled out for us, and as far as we were concerned, we were just some lowly, Chicago local band that happened to get there. But it was crazy. And on top of it, we had just lost our original bass player literally 5 days before that show.
Oh shit! So then hopefully
And
Mike Q got jumped into that.
that was his first show he played
Oh
with
damn!
us, on one jam, on one practice, for a couple hours the day before. And
Wow.
that man decided to get in his car and drive down there with us and play in front
I
of,
mean, yeah,
thousands of
I was
people.
gonna say in front of thousands of people because I've only been there once, but those grounds are awesome. The way it's set up, the way the media tents are, just everything. And hopefully, it wasn't in the upper 90s like it was when I was there. Probably was,
It
but
was it was perfect. It was
okay. So
like
you have, okay,
85, yeah.
okay, because when I was there, I just remember it was like 90 all week, and it was just steamy. And I camped out there with a buddy of mine, and it was just like, holy shit, this was nuts. That was 2019, so that was 5 years ago. That was right before COVID.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
So that was Disturbed and shit. Oh, Guns N' Roses was
Oh
that?
boy.
But yeah, it was pretty fucking cool show. But to see you guys just kind of come from, like you said, kind of local. bands to where you are now, just kind of moving forward? Like, what kind of plans do you guys have for this year besides this show? So, like you said, you're trying not to do too many shows. You don't want to over populate yourself in the same area. So, are you guys looking to get
Yeah.
out about in other states, or what's the plan?
We're always, I mean, you know, Rick and I were also bookers for a long time, and we have a lot of relationships, and we know a lot of bands from a lot of different areas. So of course, if the right opportunity presents itself, we're always willing to travel. Um, we always want to build new markets, and
Hmm.
um, coincidentally enough, McHenry is like our members are kind of all over the place. Some are in Rockford, some are in Lombard, some are in Elgin, some are in Crystal Lake. We've always considered kind of uh, that Belvedere area or
Hmm.
90, halfway between Rockford, halfway between kind of the burbs as kind of our home spot. Um, McHenry is not by us. Maybe Q's in Crystal Lake, closest
Okay.
to him. So, we are in the midst of growing a market there. They had Northern Illinois Metal Festival there last year,
Yep.
that Rock Moose throws on. And he invited us out to that. And we had a great response. And we love the Vixen from playing support for Power Man there. So we just thought it was time, like after gauging interest and kind of um, looking at some preliminary numbers, I was like, I think we could do well there if we brought the Band Fam show to the Vixen. So, obviously we're hoping it works out. It looks like it's going to.
Yeah.
Um, but so we like playing where people are used to seeing us play, but now it's time to expand.
There you go.
Like we can only do so much. We don't want to plateau or continue to do the same things. Um, so you'll see us grow as we move forward here.
So what you're saying as a band, you don't want to do the same things and plateau. You kind of want to move forward and get better.
Weirdly enough, yes.
Oh wow, I never thought that would be a concept for bands to do.
I
But
know it's odd. Hey, and you know what? And
unfortunately,
other
there are
band
ones that do that, and it's really fucking annoying. That's why I'm being sarcastic here because I think you and I know bands that do that shit. So it is what it
Oh,
is.
of course. Of course.
Exactly. So I'm looking at the show for Saturday, and you got $10 tickets available. It's
$10.
all ages. So you're going to have little minis and you're going to have the 65-year-old dude. So it's going to be everybody and everybody there. I'm kind of in the middle of that. I'm not the mini, but I'm more on the 65, but I'm not that old. And again, it's at the Vixen. You got Bless the Martyr. You got Bury Your Past. You got Atlanta is Burning. You got you guys from Ashes to Embers and then Wings of Severance. So I'm excited to see this epic lineup because I haven't seen you play in years. Years. It's been at least 6 years. I think since I at least saw you guys. But I haven't seen some of the other bands. I've seen Wings of Severance. They're amazing, like you said, live. Bury Your Past has been many years since I've seen them, but the other two I haven't. So it's one of those where I'm excited to get out there. Now, music wise, do you guys have anything new coming up? You don't have to say when or what, but I know there's always something in the hopper. So you got to have something.
Well, yeah, we try and plan it out the best we can. We actually last year in 2024 we committed to putting out not one but two EPs, and we did it. So we actually we released our first EP, which is called Volume One. It's on all streaming platforms, YouTube, everywhere now. We released that in February of last year, and actually, I believe it's exactly a year old, either today or yesterday.
Okay.
We're celebrating the 1 year of Volume One. So that had 5 original tracks on it. And then we got going right away because we're writers, man. Like
Yep.
w- we have more ideas than we know what to do with,
And
and more
knowing you over
riffs.
the years, you put out some content. So there you go.
And then later that year, so we released that one. We did a big show at Rock House in West Dundee last February. We had a
Literally 4 blocks that way from my house. So that's where I live now. I'm in West Dundee, so I'm right there.
Okay, yeah. Another beautiful venue.
Yeah.
We did our highest paid attendance there for that show, a little over 300 heads in the room. It was massive. And then we had all this other new music that we were already started recording. So we released our second EP in the same year in September. That one is called Incendium, and that's got another 5 original tracks on it. And we dropped that in September. And we had a big release show at the WC Social Club in West Chicago for that one.
There you go. So when's volume 2 coming out since you have volume 1?
Yeah, you
I had to throw that in there eventually.
at some point, I'm sure we were just like, trying to come up with album names. We're like, we'll just number them.
You know what you do? 3 years in or 4 years in, do a greatest hits album and just put like 3 songs and then do all like new shit after that.
Or we could just do self-title or something lazy.
Yeah, there you go.
Like
kind of have fun with it. Because I think there was a couple bands that did like greatest hits and they only were like around for 5 years. I'm like, how the fuck is that possible?
yeah, I don't think that qualifies.
But no, exactly. So I kind of want to go into a little bit. I know we've been on for 20 minutes already. Holy shit! Like
It's
I said,
okay. This is fun. I love doing this.
Yeah, and I can talk like crazy. So in terms of playing other venues, and you've been around like everywhere in Chicago. You've been to shows all over. Do you have a favorite venue in the country that you've been to?
That's a great question. Honestly, it would be a dream to play there. But man, I love the Chicago Theater downtown.
Good one.
My favorite all-time band is Dream Theater. Some people love them,
Did
some
not know
people
that.
hate them.
Okay.
But whenever they come to town, that's where they play. And Chicago Theater is so beautiful and it's so majestic, and the acoustics in there are unreal. And especially for a band like that, where it's so crazy and complex and layered, and you hear every nuance of it in there. And I've been to the Riviera and Concord and some of those other ones down there, which have their good qualities. But man, Chicago Theater would probably be my favorite one right now.
Yeah, Chicago Theater is really good, and in Chicago for me, it would be probably like Park West. It just has an epic sound to it.
Absolutely.
And then so getting out of Illinois, have you been to
Yeah.
any other venues, or do you have a bucket list venue you'd like to either go to or play?
Man, Machine Shop.
There you
Everybody
go.
wants to play Machine
Everybody
Shop,
wants to
right?
play or go. I've been there
Right.
twice. God, if it wasn't so far away, it's 5.5 hours, and man,
Yeah.
the place is so epic. Every ticket is like $26. Doesn't matter who the show is. It's like $26 to get in.
I
I
know.
mean,
And
yeah,
that
it's
place,
stuck in the middle of like strip clubs that are broken down and
whatever.
in gas stations, but it's a seedy neighborhood, and we know that.
Whatever. It's
But
it's legendary, and we
it
would
is.
love to
That it
play
is.
that.
I absolutely love it, and I will go there whenever I can. And thank you, Chris, for jumping in. Chris Bryant jumped in, just said Park West is such a gorgeous venue. Reminds me so much of the Sylvie in Madison. That's one I have not been to, is the Sylvie, so I need to get there too.
What up, Chris
So-
Bryant?
So, yeah, anybody else, if you guys have any questions, feel free to drop it in there. We got a few minutes left with Steve here, playing a show this Saturday night at the Vixen. $10 tickets, all ages show. It's going to be fucking epic. We're going to be there. You're going to be there. Obviously, you're playing. I'm just going to watch and photograph and shoot the shit with people. Catch
Yeah, I
up with
might be
people I
there.
haven't seen in years. So it should be interesting, especially Q. I haven't seen him since he moved. And then
Yeah.
moved back, because you and I, last time I saw you was, I think, that the Corn tribute band over at
Was it Brower House?
no, that was downtown. We were downtown. We were at House of Blues.
Yes.
Q, what's up, man? There he is. Long time no see, dude. So yeah, it's gonna be fun Saturday seeing you guys. But yeah, that was probably the last time. I think it was 2018 or 2019.
I
One of
also
those.
remember, I think you were doing I remember you were doing a ticket giveaway on one of your platforms for
Yes.
Butcher Babies. Do you
Yes,
remember
was that
this at the
one-
Forge?
Was that at the Forge or was that at Reggie's?
It was at the Forge.
Okay, there you go. Yeah, I
Yeah.
remember who was there. I know.
Yeah.
I remember the opening band. We're not going to talk about them at all.
Doesn't
But,
matter.
No,
But,
exactly.
My buddy actually won it, and so he gave
That's
me the
right. You
other
were there
ticket.
too.
Yeah.
So that was because you and I think we were like jamming around, dancing and shit during that show. That would have been 2021.
Was it post-COVID?
I think so. I don't.
Maybe
fucking know.
it could have been. I don't remember.
That whole, like
It
I
was a
said,
while
that
ago.
whole time was a blur. It was like I was drunk and stoned at the same time, but I wasn't. and it just went by and like was hell, hell,
Yeah.
hell for
We're
the
well,
music
we're
scene.
glad it's over, right?
Exactly. So, anything else you'd like to promote right before we go? Because obviously we're almost at the 30-minute mark. Not that we had a time limit, but I just kind of like to keep it below that. But promote the
Sure.
show, say where to get the tickets, see what you got coming up, throw out your
Yeah.
socials, any new music.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, from ashes to embers, we continue to grow and kind of push the boundaries of what local bands can do. So this Saturday, we want to invite everybody out to kind of see what it is we're trying to create around here. We're going to be at the Vixen, one of the most beautiful venues in the area. And
It
again,
is.
props to them for giving heavy music a spotlight, and allowing us to come in. Anybody who knows or anybody who books shows knows that Saturdays are big money days.
Hmm.
Venues rarely want to give them up. So for them to allow us into their home, and put together a bill that we wanted to put together, it's truly special. And it's going to be a special evening. And that's why we wanted to include hometown boys like Wings of Severance, Blessed Martyr as well, as long as some of these band fam stalwarts that have been around for a while. Tickets are
Hmm.
only $10.
$10.
Um, they're selling incredibly well. You can get VIP tables if you're kind of more want to be seated and off to the sides and a little bit less in the danger
Yeah,
zone.
the
Uh,
old guys want, and the old people want to sit up there. I'm good. I'll be up front, so you'll see me up there, and you can, throw picks at me or sticks or don't spit. That's all I ask.
I don't think we got any spitters.
No, that's good. I know there's some spitters out there in terms of singers, but yeah, it's gonna be like you said. It's gonna be an amazing time at the Vixen. And if you just go to the Vixen beforehand, get there early because I know they usually open up the doors early for the bar. So go
Yeah,
there early.
there's a whole nice bar up front, and
Yep, you
you
got
can
restaurants in the area, walking up and down. So kind of get there early, hang out, meet the band. They're gonna be wandering around. I'm hitting my microphone as we talk here.
it's
But
okay. You're
yeah,
just
I
so
mean,
excited.
make it an afternoon. It's supposed to be really nice in Chicago this weekend. It's gonna be over 40 degrees, probably like 45. So get outside, enjoy it. And
And
as
yeah,
you're drinking your drink, I'll finish my lemonade.
absolutely. It's going to be an all ages show, and of course, all ages with an parental guardian if you're
Always.
under 17.
Yeah, because
Um,
7-year-olds can't walk in there by themselves, so we're good.
You would be surprised, though. One thing that has caught us by surprise, not that we have 7-year-old fans, we do have a lot of younger fans, because a lot of these shows that we play at Apollo Theater or whatever, these are all ages shows. And it's a
Yeah.
lot of it's a lot of younger kids who are getting into heavy music or seeing their first show or their first heavy show. So it's been really encouraging to see. So we always like to do all ages when we can.
And we appreciate the parents for getting the kids out there to listen to it
Oh
because
yeah.
without
Oh
them,
yeah.
that's good. So that holy shit, and there you go. Chris, as he says, his daughter is 7 and she loves you. Didn't know she was 7. That was just a number I threw out there. I like that number 7, so I kind of
It's a good number.
had to
Lucky
throw
number
it out
7.
there. But again, yeah, it's gonna be a blast this Saturday. I'm gonna be out there. Come on out, say hi to me. Definitely get a picture with Steve, not me. I don't want to do that. I don't care. It is what. But yeah, we have Bless the Martyr. We have Bury Your Past. Lana is Burning from Ashes to Embers and Wings of Severance this Saturday at the Vixen. $10 tickets, all ages. Doors at 6. The show starts at 6:30 is what I recall seeing.
Yeah,
5.
and you know what we like to take into consideration for people? We don't go that late. The
Yeah,
show's going
5
to be
bands
over
for
by
10
11
bucks.
o'clock.
$2 a band.
That's it.
$2 a band. That's kind of how I break it down. So again,
Tickets at
Steve,
the door too if you don't want to
there you
bother
go.
with
You
online
probably pay a
fees.
couple bucks more, but I don't see that on your little flyer there. But
I don't
yeah,
think so.
it's gonna be awesome, man. I appreciate you joining me today here on the Better Listen Up with Evan J. Thomas show. And any last words?
Thank you so much for having us. And we look forward to seeing everybody Saturday. We can now
Awesome.
wait.
Thank you, Steve. Rock on.
Thanks.